Hi friends, good morning. Welcome to ABC Yoga. This morning it's all about twists. So we're going to start standing up. That's it. Nice hips distance with our feet. Soften those knees and let's just move our spine. Twisting out our sleep. For 3, 2, and 1. Just pause, spread the fingers wide. With that simple twist, just moving that energy, you can feel the vibrations in your hands. So we'll start in a child's pose for a few breaths. And we're going to be twisting it out throughout the next hour. So wake the hips. Let's extend those hands out in front. Slight bend in those elbows, forehead to the floor. And for these first initial breaths, just allow the body to soften, to get heavy, to let go. And I'll start with a quote this morning. Life has many twists and turns, and sometimes what looks like a very bad day can just be clearing the way for good things to come. So we'll think about that as our day unfolds. Just take another full breath in through the nose. Open up the mouth, sigh it out. And one more inhale. Exhale the air out completely. And we're going to transfer onto our sits bones, cross-legged. You can offset the feet. Always an option to sit on a brick. Pet a cat. Find half lotus. Allow those hands to settle onto your thighs. And we'll begin by twisting out our head and neck this morning. So we're just gaze over the right shoulder. And back through center, twisting over the opposite shoulder. Back through home. Let's lift our chin high, soften the throat. And then we'll draw our chin towards our chest. And one more just like that. We lift over our right shoulder. And then take a twist in the opposite direction. Back through home, we lift our eyes high. And then our chin towards our chest. So we'll find those revolutions, 2 or 3 twists in one direction. Maybe taking in the various sounds as your head rotates. And we'll change direction. Beautiful. Finish that last full revolution. We'll find our head back to neutral and we'll twist to the left, right hand on the left knee. Lift the heart and twist a little more over that left shoulder. We'll take another full in breath and we twist. And we'll take the other side. So left hand on the right knee, our heart lifts and we twist over that right shoulder. One more inhale. And we twist. And we'll come back through home, finding both feet on the floor. We transition onto our hands and knees. And we'll just wag our tail to the right and the left. Our fingers are spread wide. Let's tap the tops of the feet away, move some energy in towards our feet, and some more twists. So that left hand comes in the center of the mat. We extend the hand high. Tuck the thumb in, wrap the fingers around. Let's twist our wrists. Feel the toenails as they connect with the floor. Twist your wrist in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Then we starfish, our fingers fly. Scoop the right hand underneath the left. Take that right ear to the floor. Eyes soft or closed. So just find the breath here for these for this next initial two or three breaths. And then maybe explore a little deeper exploration in this posture. The fingers can walk forward. Or maybe you take that left hand behind the body, opening up that shoulder. Loosening up that lower spine, enjoying the breath. Just removing that sleep, the cobwebs in our inner body with each inhalation and exhalation. Take one more full breath in. Just gently sigh it out. And we'll untwist and we'll come to the other side. So the right hand in the center of your mat, the left hand reaches high. We tuck the thumb in, wrap the fingers around, twist that wrist. And we'll change direction. And we starfish the hand, scoop it under, take that left ear to the floor. Just allow the body to settle here, just a few breaths. Where do you feel the breath in the body? Maybe rooting through the shins, feeling the toenails, and maybe walk that right hand a little further to the top of the mat. We're opening up the shoulder a little deeper by taking that right hand behind the back body, maybe finding that left hip crease. Draw one more full breath in. One more full breath out. And we untwist from that position. We come back onto our hands and knees. Beautiful. So we'll tuck our toes under, lift our sits bones, and find a shorter downward dog this morning and take your feet the width of the mat. We soften our knees and we'll take that right hand to the left ankle. Again, you can have some play in those knees as we warm up those hamstrings, breath by breath. Shake out that head. Maybe lick your lips, swallow a few times. Imagine the back body with each twist. You find a little more lift, expansion. We'll twist in the other direction. So the left hand on the right ankle. Let go of that head, shake it out. How you doing back there, Bill? Beautiful. One more breath in. Exhale it out. Then we'll walk our hands forward, walk our feet back. And just pedal out those feet. Toes are spread wide. We're opening up the arches of the feet. And we're going to twist out this downward dog. So come onto the balls of the feet, twist the knees to the right, and we just drop the hips towards the mat. Just opening up those side bodies a little differently. Then we inhale. We come on the balls of the feet, twist the knees and the toes towards the opposite side, and then just drop the hips. Shake out that head. Beautiful. One more breath in. Then we come back to neutral. Keep your feet where they are. You can shorten that stance to hips distance, and we'll just walk our hands forward, or excuse me, walk them back towards our toes. Deep bend in the knees. Let's interlace our hands and draw them on the back, on the skull. And again, we'll find some gentle twists with the head. You notice where that weight that likes to go into our heels. Soften those knees a little more. Take a little more weight into the balls of the feet. And we're just exploring some different depths, gently allowing the traction of the head and neck to just twist out that sleep. Not knowing where our day will twist and turn, but we'll be so prepared. Beautiful. And we'll walk those hands forward now. Beginning to connect a little deeper with our core. So we inhale to that high plank. Holding here, opening up the balls of the feet, come a little higher on the toes. That engages all of the muscles. Navel in and up towards the spine. Eye gaze, couple feet in front of you. Breathing here. Straighten through those elbows. Again, let's lift that back body. Then we lift our sits bones, take your eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Now we inhale again to our high plank. Beautiful line of energy from our heels out through the crown of the head. Maybe take a wider stance with the feet. You have that more solid foundation. Now we take our opposite hand towards our shoulders, moving our body as little as we can. So 5 each side. Take your time. You want your wrists to bear weight. That's 4. Beautiful. 5. Nice. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Steady breathing. Shake out that head. So we inhale the high plank again. So my feet again are hips distance apart. We'll take those right toes a few feet off the mat and take the knee to the shoulder. Then back. 4 more times. Right knee to right shoulder. Again, moving that body as little as possible. That's 4. And then 5. Back to that high plank. Good morning. Other side. So those left toes flutter off the floor. We take the knee to the shoulder. We're breathing. Warming up our core. Moving from our core. Beautiful. 1 more on the side. Come back to that high plank. You can drop those knees and we'll come all the way down to the chest. Forehead to the floor. We squeeze those knees towards that central line. Again, feel those toenails. Engage those thighs. Finding that baby cobra. We just move from the back of our heart. You find that area of resistance. Then slowly, forehead to the floor. We're breathing, everyone. We inhale. Exhale, slowly descend to the floor. 2 more like that. Start from the back of the heart, initiating the move with each breath. You exhale it down. And 1 more, inhale. Beautiful, exhale, forehead to the floor. Our toes tuck under. We press through high plank. And find our downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. Our right leg extends. We bend the knee and stack the hip. That's right, we're gonna twist out this hip. So wide knee circles. Let go of any tension in the head or neck. The head is super loose. That's it, beautiful. And then we change direction, lubricating that hip joint. Finish that last revolution. The right leg extends. We shake out that leg and lower down to the floor. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Left side, we lift the leg, bend the knee, and stack the hip. Flex that left foot. And let's find some nice wide circles. Breathing here. Got a cat right by the camera there. Hopefully she won't knock it off. Round, finish that last revolution. Beautiful, we extend that left leg. Slowly shake it out. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Pausing here in your downward dog. Feeling your hands and feet as they root to the floor. Let's begin to flow this morning. Move the cat. So that right leg lifts. Step it forward into your warrior 1. Your palms are facing towards the central line. The outer edge of that back foot is rooted. So let's take our hands on our hips. Take that right hip back, left hip forward, and track that right knee over the ankle. So we'll inhale the arms up towards the sky. Breathing here. And then release the hands, right leg back. Let's cycle through our vinyasa, high to low plank, a cobra or upward dog. Beautiful. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. The other side, the left leg lifts. As lightly as we can, we step it forward, right foot on the floor, and reach the fingers high. So again, let's take our hands on our hips as our body likes to twist open. So that left hip back, our right shoulder forward. We track that left knee over the left ankle. Beautiful. Reaching the arms high. Draw the shoulders back into the sockets. Find that breath. Gorgeous. We release the hands down. Cycle through your vinyasa. So adding extra push-ups. Maybe you take a three-legged downward dog, or just meet us in downward dog. This is your practice. Honoring your body, ahimsa, meaning non-violence. Taking care of this vessel. Opening it up breath by breath. Let's take another full inhale. We let that exhalation go. Maybe walk or hop to the top of the mat. We find that halfway lift. Beautiful forward fold, Uttanasana. Then ride that breath high. And we'll cactus our hands out to the sides. Our heart is lifted, our throat is soft. Full breath in. Beautiful Uttanasana. We swan dive forward, crown of the head towards the floor, finding that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. We find high to low plank, a cobra or upward dog, and downward dog. Exhale. Our right leg lifts. Find that high lunge, that crescent lunge. Option is always to drop that left knee to the floor. You got it. We're twisting to the right. So energize those thighs, and our thighs are moving internally. So we'll come back to center and twist in the opposite direction. Beautiful. We inhale and cycle through your vinyasa. Right leg back, high to low. A cobra or up dog. Downward dog, exhale. Our left leg lifts. We find that high lunge, that crescent lunge, coming all the way up. First, find that stability. Now we twist to the left, keeping that spine in line. Beautiful. Our arms are high, and we'll twist in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Reaching those arms back up towards the sky. We cycle through our vinyasa. Take your time, that left leg back. Maybe it's a three-legged down vinyasa, high to low, cobra or upward dog. We meet in downward dog. Pause and breathe. Steady breath. Soften those knees slightly. Feeling the space between the fingers and toes. Let's take another full breath in. We exhale the air completely. Bend those knees, walk or hop to the top of the mat. We find that halfway lift, forward fold, and then rise. Sip in that breath. Slight back bend as our heart lifts. Full inhale, and we swan dive slowly, crown of the head towards the floor. Halfway lift, navel is engaged in and up towards the spine. We step or jump those feet back, high to low. A cobra or up dog. Beautiful downward dog. Exhale. That right leg lifts. Find a high lunge. So hands outside that front foot. That right knee's tracking over that right ankle. We have an easy twist to the right. Steady breathing. That right ankle is, the right knee is over the right ankle. You're balancing on the ball of the back leg. So really reaching through that left heel. We're engaging that right foot. And on the inhalation, we're going to twist all the way up towards that twisted high lunge. And then we'll take our hands up high. You got it, we're twisting in the other direction. Maybe twist your lips up into a smile. Nice. We inhale, arms reach up high, and your vinyasa, hands to the floor, right leg back, high to low. A cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward dog. We pause and breathe here. Let go of any tension in that head or neck. We take the other side, that left leg lifts. We find that high lunge on the floor, hands outside the front foot. Track that left knee over the left ankle. And that left hand, reaches high. So we're finding the foundation in this posture. We're on the ball of that back foot. The left leg is rooted. This is for you, Cookie. Use that core. Come all the way up into that twisted, gorgeous high lunge. Arms reach up high. We'll twist in the other direction, the more awkward position. And back through center. You got it, your vinyasa. Hands to the mat. Again, maybe explore that three-legged downward dog, or vinyasa, high to low, a cobra or upward dog. We need in downward dog, pause and breathe. Eyes towards the back of the mat. 3 or 4 ujjayi breaths here. The downward dog is our resting posture. At any time throughout the practice, if you need a child's pose, we invite you to go down to the mat until you connect with that breath in again. And just join us where you can. So we take another full inhale. Exhale the air out completely. Let's bend the knees. Jump or step to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Forward fold. And we find that chair. So we sit deep. We extend the arms up high. Draw the shoulders back into the socket. Breathing here. Let's go a little deeper. So our tail tucks under. We drop those hips. Can you see all 10 toes? Breathing here, more weight into the heels. So we extend the arms up high on an exhale. Hands behind you. Let's lift those heels. Squeeze those knees. And again, we breathe in. Sip in that breath. Exhale, hands behind you. Lift those heels. Find that balance. Beautiful. We drop the heels. Inhale. Exhale. Lift and squeeze. Find that balance. Beautiful. We drop the heels one more time. Inhale. Taking flight. Hands behind you. Heels lift. Knees squeeze. Finding that balance. Look straight ahead. Nice. Then we drop those heels. Sit into that chair pose again. Breathing here. Now what can we do with those arms? Well, we want to energize them. Reach them. See if you can keep them in line with your ears. Breathing here. Now interlace your fingers, palms towards the top of your space. We find our Ardha Utkatasana. So maybe your back is lifted. Your hands and sits bones are pulling in opposite direction. You have that flat back body. We're not just hanging out on our thighs. That navel is in and up towards your spine. Imagine that I'm reaching behind your hips, pulling them as another person is drawing those wrists in the opposite direction. So we're creating our own natural traction in the spine. One more breath in. Now hands to heart center as we fold forward. Beautiful. We find that halfway lift. Navel is engaged. Hands to the mat, step or jump those feet back. High to low plank. A cobra or upward dog. Beautiful downward dog. Exhale. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. Take that right knee outside the right shoulder or elbow. And we'll just twist the knee in the opposite direction. We twist it back to the right, back to the left, and extend. We'll do that 2 more times. Knee to the right shoulder or elbow. We twist it across, to the right, to the left, and extend. Last one with a little twist to the end of it. We'll take that right knee to the shoulder or elbow, to the left, to the right. Now to the left, we kick the leg out, falling star, weight into that right hand, and we unveil and twist our heart open. So we lift our sits bones, find that breath. So you're expanding in every direction. The fingers are spread wide. Your toes are reaching towards the ground. Now lift the chest, take another breath in. Now we slowly take that hand, left hand back to the floor. That right leg lifts. We're gonna twist it out 1 more time. So right knee high, our hips are stacked. Breathing here. You stay here, or we take the feet to the floor. Lift those hips. Right hand reaches up and over. So our feet are rooted. Let go of your head. Swallow. Just slow down the breath and body. And we untwist, take that right hand high. Right leg up towards the sky, and we lower it down. Finding downward dog. 1 more side, and we'll take a little break. So shake out that head. Our left leg lifts up towards the sky. Now take the left knee outside the left shoulder or elbow, and we twist the knee to the right, to the left, to the right, and extend. Beautiful. 2 more times like that. Left knee towards the left elbow or shoulder. We twist it across, to the left, to the right, and extend. Last time with a twist at the end of it. We take that knee outside the left elbow, to the right, to the left, to the right, and then kick that leg out. Falling star, weight, we find weight into that left hand. We untwist, right hand up towards the sky. Now lift those hips, stretching in every direction. Soften your face. Breathing here. We slowly take that right hand to the floor. That left leg is lifted. Now we bend the knee and stack that left hip. Stay here, or we take wild thing. Left foot to the floor. We lift up our hips. Left hand up and over. Breathing here. Soften through the face. Beautiful. 1 more breath. Slowly take that left hand to the floor. The left leg lifts. We lower it down. Oh yeah, child's pose. It's hard to talk and do the practice at the same time sometimes. So slowly draw the forehead to the floor. Allow everything to soften. Slow down that breath. And working always on extending, expanding that breath count. So do what's natural for you, but working on that equal inhalation and exhalation. Just taking these next few moments to feel the breath in the body. Can you get rid of some of those cobwebs in the dark corners of your shoulders, the baby toes, sending the breath all the way down. Swallow. 1 more full inhale. We exhale the air completely. And we'll slowly transition onto our hands and knees. Tuck those toes under, lift those sits bones. Walk your hands and feet towards that center line. And before we do some more twists, let's just warm up those hamstrings 1 more time. So our peace fingers around the big toes. We find that halfway lift. Nice. Now crown of the head towards the floor. Shake out that head, just twist it out. Take those shoulders away from the ears. You're drawing them towards your sits bones. Finding that breath. We'll take our hands behind the back body, interlace your fingers. Maybe you find a hand towel or use a strap. We're just going to take our hands away from the back body. So your hands are interlaced behind the back. Modify if you need to. Deepen the bend through the knees. And we'll just take our chin towards the right shin. So I deepen that bend in the right knee. The left leg is more or less straight. Then bend that left knee, draw your chin towards that left shin. Let go of the head. We come back through neutral. We'll take the opposite thumb on top, so find a different grip. Again, find that halfway lift. Navel is engaged in and up towards your spine. Beautiful. We soften through the knees, crown of the head towards the floor. Draw your hands away from the back body. We deepen a bend in the left knee, twist your chin towards that left shin. And last side, right knee bends, chin towards the right shin. Our toes are spread wide, rooting the toes to the earth. Beautiful. Now back to neutral. Slowly come all the way up. You can release the hands. All the way back to center. And let's take a wider stance with our feet, finding our goddess pose. So our knees track over our ankles. We're going to interlace our hands behind our head again. So finding that foundation, drop in and find that inner groin stretch. So we're going to take our right elbow towards our right knee, back to center, opposite side. Find our tall spine. Now we twist to the right and to the left. Again, right elbow, right knee, left elbow, left knee. We twist to the right and to the left. 3 more like that. So we're breathing, opening up the side body, stretching our inner groins, and having some fun. Last 2. We're breathing. Twist to the right and to the left. Last one. Right elbow, right knee. Left elbow, left knee. We twist to the right and to the left. And just slowly allow those hands to come towards our thighs. Still engaging those thighs, really warming them up by twisting our right shoulder towards our left knee. We come back to neutral. 4 more times. Breathing. Just giving thanks to this body, this vessel that carries us throughout the day on our twists and turns. We'll go to the other side. Keeping it healthy. Honoring it. We'll take 2 more. Are your thighs burning? Mine are. Beautiful. Now we have Jason. Good morning. Last one, we come back to the side. One last posture here. Stay in that deep bend. We'll crisscross our hearts, and we're going to twist that right shoulder to the right knee, floating through space. And we come all the way up. Let's twist 1 more time in that direction. So right shoulder, right knee, that flat back body, and back to center. We'll change direction. Just float through space. Come back. And 1 more time. Right, left shoulder, left knee, parallel chest. And we come all the way up to center. Release your hands. Walk those feet in. Just shake it out. And let's just twist our spine 1 more time. So good for our digestion. Massaging the colon, the ascending and descending colon. And then we'll pause. We'll take our feet to the center, Samastiti, equal standing pose, hands at our heart center, open up the collarbones, just pause here. And we'll float our eyes open. We take a deep bend in that right knee. Can't forget about our ankles, let's twist them open. Finding that balance. Pause here. We stay holding on to that knee, exploring with the big toe, or extend the leg to the best of your ability. The shoulder draws back into the socket. Now, always an option to extend that opposite hand, and we'll just twist that heel or knee open to the right. And maybe take a gaze over the opposite shoulder. So if your body is straining, just take that bent knee. We're going to take that knee or heel back to center. Take the opposite hand outside the foot or the knee. Again, maybe extend that knee or just hang on to that knee. Right hand extends and we twist over that right shoulder. Breathing here, a beautiful tall spine. We're moving from our lower abs. If you fall out, just come right back in. And we'll come back through center. Both hands reach up towards the sky. Unhinge that knee. Little pulses without leaning back. Move from your core. We lift, 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 and we'll find our Veer Bhadrasana, Warrior 3. So that right knee bends. Extend that leg behind you. You can bring your hands to your heart. And we'll take flight. So arms extend. Breathing here, a slight bend in that left knee. Upward dog in the chest. Beautiful, Stacy. Nice. 2 more breaths. Gorgeous, everyone. Looking good. Play that edge. Now we're going to keep that knee lifted and find our version of the tree. So maybe it's just hanging out at the ankle. Avoid that knee. Broaden through the collarbones. We slide those shoulder blades down the back body. And again, just imagine those shoulder blades, they're supporting your heart. So our heart is lifted. Our breath is steady. After a few breaths, once you establish that balance, extend the arms up high. And let's just twist to the right. Twisting tree. We'll come back to center. And we'll twist in the other direction. Come back to center. If you fall out, just lower that leg down, everyone, and we'll bring our hands to our heart. Pause and breathe. Slow everything down. When we open up our eyes, we'll take the other side. So that left knee bends. We open up that ankle. Again, establishing our balance on that right leg. Roots from our foot are drawing us to the center of the earth, supporting us. So we twist our ankle in the other direction. Now pausing here, maybe exploring, finding that big toe or play that edge. So reaching the heel forward, maybe the leg only comes this far. You do your best. You showed up, gave this time to yourself. So we stay here or we open up the knee or heel to the other side. So the balance for some is better when you extend the arm. So we're always exploring in our yoga practice. Nothing is static. Our body is different every day. And we just work with what we have. Maybe it's an injury, a poor night's sleep, but you showed up. Beautiful. So we come back to center. So we take the opposite hand outside that knee or foot. I'm just going to hang on to my knee. The left arm extends behind you. So right here, we've got that gorgeous twist or we go a little deeper. So find your eyes towards the side. Once you establish that balance, then see if you can find that left thumb. We're breathing here, eyes eye level. So where your eyes go is where your body's going to go. So if I look to the floor, automatically gravity is going to pull me down there. So let's come back to the center, extend the arms, unhinge that knee. Try not to lean back, move from your core. We pulse, pulse, pulse. Last 3, 2, on 1. We hinge from that knee again. We find our Veer Bhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So lift that leg higher than you think you can. By reaching your heart forward, automatically that gives you that extra ability to lift that leg higher. We can take flight. Breathing here. Looking good. And we'll come back to center. We find our tree. So left foot in the inner arch or inner right thigh. Take these initial few breaths to find that stability. If you fall out, just come right back in. We're going to do that twisted tree again. So our lower body stays exactly where it is. Your version, I'm just going to twist over towards that left knee and come back to center. And we'll just twist in the other direction. You guys look so good. We'll come back to center. Just lower that foot, hands to heart center. Pause for 1 full breath in. 1 full breath out, and we'll cycle through our vinyasa. And inhale, we swan dive forward, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, step or jump those feet back, high to low, a cobra or upward dog, downward dog, exhale. That right leg lifts, find that low lunge. Hands outside that front foot. We'll take the left knee to the earth. We untuck the toes, melt through those hips. Working our way into our splits or Khanomanasana, our monkey pose. So we draw our hips back, flex those right toes. Keeping that hip in line with your knee. You feel that gorgeous stretch on the back of the right leg. So we find that deep runner stretch again in that right knee. Our heart is lifted. We'll draw our hips back one more time. Flex those right toes. Lengthen your spine. Before we go into that split, let's just take a couple of deeper explorations in this posture. So we lift our heart and then bend through the elbows. Imagine that chin is reaching towards the shin. We inhale, extend, and then lengthen over that right leg. One more breath in. We're moving with our breath. We surrender, we let go. Then take a deep bend in that right knee. Some of you can stay here or walk those toes forward. So play your edge. Finding that scissor action in the hips. You can always sit on a bricks, a bolster supported. So especially with our hamstrings, we want to go slow. Take your time. Everybody has a different place that they need to feel that stretch. So 2 more breaths here. Where can you soften to allow the body to maybe surrender a little deeper? Maybe you're holding your breath. Maybe you're telling yourself you can't do it. So just notice the stories you're telling yourself. Let's take 1 more breath. Finish that exhalation. I tuck my left toes under. We extend that right leg high. Feel that stretch and just shake it out. downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. So the other side, the left leg lifts. We step it forward into that low lunge, hands outside the front foot. Drop the right knee. So if you have a tender knee, you can just fold that mat over. Give yourself a little extra cushion, maybe put a hand towel there. So find the upward dog in the chest, feeling the stretch on that right hip flexor. Our toes are spread wide. Now we draw those hips back, flex the left toes, keeping the hips in line with the knees. Point those toes a little greater. Feel those right toenails, beautiful. So we'll take another deep bend in that left knee. We lift our heart, open through the collarbones, root through that left foot. We're breathing. Nice. We'll draw those hips back, flex those left toes. Now let's make this a moving stretch with our breath. So we inhale, slight bend in those elbows, chin is reaching for that chin. Let go of the head. So we breathe in, we lengthen, engage that navel, surrender, let go. One more inhale. Exhale down. We take a deep bend in that left knee. Stay here in the runner stretch or explore your version of Khanomanasana. So walk those toes forward. Each side may be very different. So you're exploring that resistance in the body, letting up a little bit so the body can soften. How is your breath? Is it shallow or are you deepening it? So we're content wherever we are. Again, we showed up, we're giving ourselves this gift so we can handle the twists and turns throughout the day with a little more awareness, a little more mobility, a little more kindness. Last full breath here. I tuck my right toes under, and in one breath, we lift that leg high. Beautiful, shake it out. Let's just come onto our back body. So we'll cross our ankles. It's time for our hug. So hug those knees in, find opposite elbows, wrists, finger pads, and we'll just twist side to side here on our back body. And then cactusing those hands, let's twist our knees to the right. Rooting that left shoulder, we'll twist our chin over that left shoulder. So maybe close your eyes, feel the back of your hands, the forearms, everything that's connected with the floor, and just surrender. Let go. Just noticing how the body can soften when we don't know what we're holding on to. So just let the body be soft. Unhinge your jaw. We'll take the knees back to center. And we'll twist them in the opposite direction. So the shoulders are pinned to the floor as well as the back of the hands. And after a few breaths, we can take the head over the opposite shoulder. Energetically hug those knees in. When you draw those knees in, you activate that core, that area right between the navel, in and up towards the spine. That's our power center, our creativity. We like to move from that center of our body. Beautiful. We'll draw those knees back to center. Now that left leg extends. That right knee is bent. Let's stir the pot so that right knee is twisting in one direction. And we'll twist in the other direction. Now extending that right leg up towards the sky. Maybe use a strap or find your peace fingers around the big toe. And we're just twist, just like we did standing, we'll twist the knee or the heel to the right. My left hand is rooting that hip and maybe gaze over the other shoulder. So if you've been exploring the knee in a standing posture, this is a great way to just have the body create some memory with what it feels like to have that leg extended. So maybe your inner groins are working more, the hamstrings. Lick your lips, swallow. Now we'll take that right leg up towards the sky. Take the opposite hand towards the ankle, towards the side of the foot, and slowly just draw that leg across. So right here is where I begin to feel the sensations. I pause. We're not trying to get this leg down. For some of you, if you need to go that far to find that stretch, great. But just pause where you feel it. Again, our body can heal itself. It gives us our signals. We just don't listen to it or don't want to listen to it. So where you feel those sensations, just quiet, listen to your breath, and explore deeper if it's available to you. Beautiful. Now we'll take that leg back to center, hands on the ankle. We draw the toes overhead or reach your chin towards the shin. And we'll slowly lower that leg down. We shake it out. Turn both palms up towards the sky before we take the other side. Let's just twist those toes in and out, windshield wiper them in and out. And we'll take the other side. So we start by bending that left knee and we stir the pot. Just lubricating that hip joint one more time. Spend so much time sitting in our chairs in front of a computer or in a car. Beautiful, finding that twist. And let's extend that left leg up towards the sky. So again, we either use a strap, find your peace fingers around the big toes, find a few breaths here, just allowing the back of the leg to open. So we just stretched it out with the Khanomanasana. We open the heel towards the left side of the body. So if this is not working for you, you just keep that knee bent. You can always support underneath that leg with a brick. So feeling that inner groin stretch. We'll take that leg back to center, opposite hand outside the ankle or the foot. And again, you don't have to go very far to feel the stretch here. So the heel is reaching across, let that heel lead. And right here, I'm beginning to find that beautiful IT band stretch. I could press it all the way to the floor, but again, that's not what we're doing in this posture. We're just allowing the body to open on its own time. So when we're in these Zoom classes, it takes all of the other people around you that may be having a little more open bodies. We're not comparing ourselves against other people. It's your practice. Beautiful. Another breath here. We let that go, and then we bring that leg back to center, hanging onto the ankle, or bring the toes overhead. And we'll slowly shake out that leg, and we'll twist it out with one more posture. So our knees bend. We find the inner arches of the feet. Happy baby. Again, just twisting side to side. And then we'll bring the soles of our feet together. Draw those heels to our inner arches. And slowly extend your legs, taking up a lot of space. We turn our palms up towards the sky, shake out the head one more time. And then begin to find stillness as we open up our ears and let go of any of our controlled breathing. Find that next full incoming breath. Gently sigh it out. We dance our fingers and toes awake and take a stretch with your arms up overhead. Stretching out that front body. And then we bend both knees, hug them in, and allow those knees to fall to either side. We pause for a breath or two. And slowly rising, taking your time, coming to a comfortable seated position. Pause with your hands on your thighs. And let's just take a few slow head rolls. One last time, and one or two revolutions. And changing direction. And coming back to center. Life. Life has many twists and turns, and sometimes what looks like a very bad day can just be clearing the way for good things to come. So I wish that for all of you. Let's bring our hands to our heart center, bow your forehead to the tips of your fingers, acknowledging your practice, and we'll seal class off with the sound and vibration of Om, a full inhalation. The light within me honors and recognizes the beautiful light within all of you. Make it a great day. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the beautiful music, twisting your fingers on the guitar strings. Thank you all for joining us. October is here.